So Wednesdays we love because we bring women we love. She's a successful chartered accountant who holds an ACAA from England. She recently joined the board of LASACO Assurance Plc, where she brings her wealth of experience and exposure to the board and company. She's the daughter of the late Ambassador Chief Antonio Dende Fernandez, His Imperial Highness Garson Fulani. Welcome with us, Dr. Mrs. Maria Olateju Phillips in the building.
Yo. Good to have you on the show, man.
Thank you very much.
It is such an honor to have you because you're one of the women that we admire. We see your career, I mean, in and out of government, you've been in the private sector, and you've been quite effective in various parastatals. And we congratulate you for the work you've done so far. But for those of us who don't know who Dr. Phillips is, just in 2 minutes, give us an idea of what your lifelong career have taught you. How the kind of lessons.
You're asking me now. Wait. You want to know who I am? Is it only the career setting?
There's more.
There's more.
We're going to ask you.
We have 30 minutes, don't worry. We'll take this stage by stage. Because it's important to get as much information from people like you. Because many of us are working, we are behind you, and we're seeing people like you ahead of us. And we admire the work you've done in the corporate world and also in the public sector. And that's why I want you to just give us some nuggets on those things that life has taught you, corporate Nigeria has taught you, and how you like to impact, especially women who are coming behind you.
Thank you very much, Mariah. I have been exposed primarily and professionally to the corporate world. And I grew from there. I developed myself. I went into politics. It's very rare to find a professional person just veered into politics and forget more or less the professional angle.
Yes.
But if you enjoy what you're doing, I mean, definitely. It's like today's people. You find people in various professions, and after getting qualified, you do what you enjoy most, like what you are doing here now.
Yeah.
You know, I started my professional life with Mawick, where I got articled, and from there I worked briefly with my father. He had the manufacturing company, and after that I moved into USC, that USC of Nigeria, and that was a corporate setting. I was able to get all the professional drill for the corporate world. And there, it was a man's world. And you have to double up, really, before you can get recognized in terms of your work.
Right.
And thank God I was able to, but it was not easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy in the terms that it was the early years where it is formative for you. Marriage, career, work, social life, family life, all put together, having children, my God. But if you are focused, you are determined, and you can plan your life, then you get there.
Yeah, so, ma'am, you know, when I see women that I admire, I just like to cast our minds back, like, how was their growing up? What were the things in their childhood that we can say helped form this person form the ambition, you know?
I grew up in a family setting of seeing uncles, relatives in top professions. I have them as doctors, as lawyers, as judges, as engineers. So from childhood, I've always loved to be, have an ambition. I've always had an ambition. I want to be there, like all of them. And I've seen the pattern they have taken, the track. And I believe that is something I can do myself. I've started from going to boarding school at an early age, and that formed a discipline for me. An only child of my mother. For my father, my mother never had another child but me. but I'm the first child of my father, but I'm the only child of my mom. And for me, to take me to boarding school at a very tender age, I never knew she was towing the way for a great future for me.
So me, I'm already connecting. Like, there's something about only children and how we just want to go farther, you know. But whenever people like women achieve success, there's always the pains that go with that journey. And there's always the struggle of finding that balance and the guilt and the prayer that I hope my kids would balance out later if I make all these sacrifices. I don't even need to ask you if you made sacrifices. I am 100% sure you made sacrifices. But what would you qualify was like the most painful, and would you say that it's been worth it, the sacrifices you made and how things are working out now for you?
Yes, I thank God that in an astute manner, I was able to identify the sacrifices that I'm going to make, the road, and the stability in the strength of character that will put you to where you want to be. You may not get it because we are still in a chauvinistic environment.
Yes.
But it is reckoned, it is recognized that we have 1, 2, 3 people who are ambitious, who are ready to lay their lives, their career, everything for the country to be great. That is where I am.
Let me go into that because we recently were appointed as a board in LASACO, which handles the is an insurance arm of the Lagos State government. And sometimes when we see government work, we just say, are there qualified people in this government people? Do they actually have good people? Are they working with good hands? And when we see people like you in that sector, we think we have some kind of hope that, okay, what exactly are the plans for LASACO, especially for Lagosians? And what exactly are you doing to ensure that everybody that lives within our state is covered?
Well, the issue is that the awareness for people to insure their lives and properties, it is still not there. But Lagos State is doing everything possible. They insure the lives of their staff, they insure their properties, their equipment, and even lately there is health insurance plans. And you find out, you look at the kind of governor we have. I mean, it says it all. It cannot just bring all sorts of manners of people to the table. You have to know your onions. And I believe I'm there to exhibit all the professional experience I have, all the political experience I have, all the social connections I have, all that it takes, I think I have it. And thank God I'm able to be there.
When you work, when you find yourself in an organization like, although you have mentioned that you have always found yourself where men, you know, have been the leaders. So when you find yourself in a place like LASACO, many people would say that a woman finds herself in a new environment. It takes a while before she can galvanize support from those that she's working with, especially as a woman. Like, it seems harder to galvanize even respect from staff or employees that feel, well, she's a woman, you know, that African thing. What would you say is your own story concerning that?
My own story, LASACO is different. I have been in so many boards before. I'm chairing some other boards, and the experience and exposure is quite different. It depends on who you are with. Again, it's not easy because it is natural for men around here to fully accept a woman at the peak.
Right.
And so you have to learn to manage people.
That's what I want.
Sorry, this aspect is highly important,
Exactly.
and I think it's a legacy that I want to leave.
Yeah.
You have to learn to manage people, especially the men in this society. Even when you know you have to lord it over them, cajole them to get to what you want them to do. It is highly important. Even in your marriages, There are times that things you want to do, you really have to, rub the man's shoulder to get what you want
To be
done.
more persuasive than
I was going to
authoritative.
ask you a different question, but based on what you just said, you're taking me somewhere, because I feel part of our problem that we have is men ego tripping.
Yes.
These egos are just jumping, flying
and
over
the fact
each
that
other.
we need to
And
massage it.
somebody, and the men cannot massage each other's ego. So that's why I feel that they need some women in that space to have the conversation.
No, I think you're wrong.
Okay.
Because prior to this time, women are the back seat. They're just clapping there. But now, with emancipation, education, exposure, we are the front seat. But you cannot forget the issue that you can't just rub it all on their faces. So you have to know how to maneuver.
This is something, you see, what you're saying is something that younger generation women don't like to hear, but it seems that is the key to the successes of your generation, where you sort of like put the men on the pedestal, even though you know you are the one in charge. Even when you feel they are wrong, you find a way to deliver the message in a way that does not rob them of their ego. That way they are on your side.
Yes.
But, well, I think it's something that we tough for us to learn. We'll learn it. It's a generational difference.
Yeah, look, but then you have to remember your environment.
Yes, it will take some getting used to. I want to bring you back to insurance because, obviously, based on working in here, there's no way you would miss what happened to TVC and what happened to Lagos.
Yes.
And what happened to me personally. And I did not have insurance. So I've taken it upon my head, like, I've been saying I'm waiting for somebody to make me an insurance brand ambassador because I have a story to tell about how delaying your insurance process can cost you a whole lot. And many Nigerians have that story, especially after the attacks last year, where offices were burnt, shops were looted, and many of them were not covered. What are the insurance? And they feel like when they go to private organizations, they probably wouldn't get much. Should they trust LASACO? What are the advantages LASACO will bring to the table for them?
Look, LASACO is an organization that is highly reputable. When you insure your life, your properties, your equipment, etc., you can be too sure that when accidents, calamities, disasters happen, claims are easily sorted out.
Wow.
Easily. For all the problems that we've had now, LASACO has been in the forefront of ensuring that claims are sorted out. And what you want, the main belief you have in a company that you insure is to ensure that when you need a claim from them, you have an accident with your car, you take it there, the claims are sorted out. Your property, your life, it's small, but don't be careless. And remember, LASACO is there. The brand of LASACO is the new brand. You need to come to the edifice. You rest assured. It's a breathtaking environment, an environment with astute, skillful.
Are they not civil servants?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Of course. No. You have men and women that are highly articulated and are professionally trained to do their work.
I just felt like it was a Lagos State thing. There'll be civil servants, and then you go there, they'll be moving files around.
Coming there,
down,
it's
no, they are
be
professionals amongst them. Please, I work with some of them.
No.
Yeah.
No. The civil servants are professionals, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you that this is a corporate setting that is
different from the
civil
regular
service.
civil service.
Yes.
Okay.
And there you have men and women on the table. That's
The look on your face as she's saying it.
I'm highly
I have to
simple Olateju Phillips.
Okay, Dr. Olateju Phillips. This is now me as a Nigerian asking you this question.
Yes.
You've been Commissioner, Special Duties, Governmental Affairs, Commissioner, Tourism, you're Board of IOD, Board of ICAD,
Lagos State Lottery Board.
The list, I can't.
Everywhere.
You've been everywhere. So, because you've been everywhere and you've tested in almost all the major critical areas in our governance space, in your view, how do we begin to rebuild this distrust Nigerians or citizens have for the government? Because governments seem to be doing so much in their own way, in their own small world view. They are doing a lot. But in the people's view, nothing's happening. But because you've been on our side and you've been on their side, what can you tell us about what government, can we bridge that gap? Let the governed know that the government is actually doing what they need to do to get us to the promised land.
Well, the first thing I can assure you is that it is highly complex to rule our country. Highly complex. And we have to contribute our own quota. Our own quota in terms of a basic character, in whatever we do. Government alone cannot build it. And we need not to compare ourselves with foreign countries that took so many years before to get to where they are.
Right.
We need to exercise tolerance, patience, and understanding. There is no time in any part of the world that problems are not on the table. We have to keep managing each sector as it comes. We have to give the government a chance. Because if we put ourselves before them, okay, the people in government are being elected. They are from the people. But please, the people, make an allowance. Let's just be there for each other. Because there is no way the government alone can do it. There is no way the governed alone can do it. We have to try to meet midway.
Okay, since we're here, let's talk about women in politics and how even at the national level, we're asking for more female representation. So you know why it is quite celebratory for us to have you leading, a parastatal. What do you think we need to do? What are the lessons you think young ladies can learn to position themselves better when it comes to political office?
Get involved. You cannot sit back and now be criticizing and complaining.
How?
You have to be there. And don't forget that the likes of me and you are very few there. So you cannot dominate when you get there. Yes, that is the practical
It's
aspect.
difficult for you to choose.
I'm like, we have to be wriggly. We
No,
cannot
no. Yes.
She's telling you the
cannot
truth.
just appear.
She's telling you the truth. That's the politics.
Yes. You have to be there. It's a mix. I once was discussing with my husband, and he told me, he said, look, the likes of you will be there. The likes of a tailor or whoever should be there too. The tailor has his ears more to the grassroots than me.
Yeah.
I may use all my professional skill, intelligence, but for a good policy to be taken, the two will blend. So when you get there, you don't sit back. Put on the table how best you know to do it, but make an allowance for the other end. And understand your environment. I keep saying it. Whether you're a professional or a politician or a housewife, understand your environment. Play your own card. What happens in your local environment is different from what you have on your mind.
What you're saying, if Nigerians can get the wisdom in it, it will set a lot of people free. Because people just come and say, oh, in America, this is how it's done. In the UK, this is how it's done. But the truth is that you need to come, and the politics is local. And there are different ways. And you're even saying that it's so local that community per community is different.
Yes.
And then when you get there, you must humble yourself and watch. Don't go there and be feeling like, I studied in Harvard, I studied governance, I'm a fellow of the Kennedy one thing. And then they just look at you and you don't get anything done. So that process of coming down and taking the journey, because I'm sure you didn't start being the board. You definitely started at the grounds up. But Nigerians, want to become the governor, want to become the speaker.
I had an ambition to be a governor too at one time, but it's not done that way.
We have to wrap up with you very soon. But
It's a pity.
yeah, I mean, we would have loved, because we need this important nuggets from you. But since you've been at LASACO 9 months now, what are those things you want to implement that makes things faster? Because some of us have complained of the fact that we don't even know they exist. Some people, I mean, I would like to insure a lot of properties, but we don't even know LASACO exists. So what are you going to, in 9 months, what have you done and what do you plan to do?
Well, the LASACO is being branded now.
Okay.
We even have an ambassador who is going to give us the mileage of the propaganda.
Right.
Oh.
The LASACO has started on a new structure now. We have a beautiful edifice.
Ah.
Yes, you come there. I've told you it's breathtaking.
Okay.
And we have been able to recapitalize so that,
Yeah.
according to the statutory regulation, so that we can be one of the very top insurance companies.
So what will be covered under LASACO? What is it everything?
Everything.
Ah.
Everything. You bring it to LASACO, it's A1.
Yeah, Dr. Olateju Phillips. Okay, now. All right, but customer service, you know, these are some of the pivotal...
We have the digital one, we have the manual one, customer service. So it encompasses all sectors, all types of people. It's not just for you and I.
Yeah.
Even if the pepper seller comes, they will be attended to.
Okay. So
And
it cuts
we're
across.
having a lot of programs on now.
Okay.
We are going into, we've been digital now.
One of the reasons why we're having a lot of doctors running away is because insurance isn't paid. Health insurance is key for us because we lose doctors because many people can't afford medical treatments, and even the NHIS is not working. So is LASACO also going to cover health insurance, or is it just other things?
Well, LASACO is one of the plans that we have underway is covering insurance, and we have started on that route.
Right.
And it is not in Nigerian style for people to go for health insurance. We are making propaganda. We are having seminars on ground for such things to happen. You are sick in England. If you have insurance with Bupa Hospital, for example, now, you're covered. Yeah. Those are the type of things we want to do.
I will be bringing you back because we have to wrap up. Any final questions?
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to say, since joining and looking at what you met on ground, what would you like to say, oh, this is what I did, this is my legacy in LASACO that will be associated with you forever?
We have a building. It's been up there for 27 years. And I'm hoping we'll be able to commission it, and see it as my legacy.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much for coming. I'd love to have, we're going to bring you back because there's lots of things that you can teach us as young women. Some of us don't want to get into politics. We want to just stay on the side of the people.
No, please
Others
don't do that.
will get into politics.
Get involved.
No, we'll encourage them to get involved. There are lots, I mean, I know Tokwe wants to get at some point. Maybe Mariam too will be interested. But some of us would like to just continue to encourage
Yes, we encourage us.
other women to enter this too.
We're cheerleaders.
Thank you so much, Mar. It was a pleasure having you.
Mariah.
That's all we can take.
Thank you.
That's all we can take on the
Miriam.
show today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.